There are different ways to be VIPs with us at TVG. You can be our key account members and spend a lot of time playing with us at TVG.com, or you can go to TVG.com and somehow get our attention in 17 seconds. That's what our guest today did. Ty Alexander is the winner of our community handicapping or video handicapping contest. Ty, nice to finally meet you. Congratulations.
Well, thank you. I'm very fortunate, blessed, and lucky to be here, and it's a pleasure to meet you.
No, nice to meet you. When we met, I read your resume, and I'm like, yeah, this is a guy that should be hanging out with us on a regular basis. You've done pretty much everything there is to do in the entertainment business. Voiceover work, bodybuilding, acting, and talent agency. Didn't you have a talent agency?
A talent
as well?
Agency. But I'm always open-minded and open to suggestions, and including there's a man in the community named Craig who specifically told me to shave and lose the glasses. And I said, well, shaving is easy, but I can't see without the glasses. But Craig, I went and got contacts, baby.
Wow, how about that? A little showtime.
I went and got contacts. Well, I was lucky he didn't say get Botox and hair plugs.
Get a new face. You know what's going to happen now, right? After this goes well, Craig's going to want 6%. Because that's what an agent does. Tells you how to look and how to act on TV.
It could have been worse.
Give me mine.
It could have been Botox and hair plugs. Thanks, Craig.
Being a former bodybuilder, don't start peeling off anything else. The glasses to go is good enough.
On that. Hey, let's take a look at the actual 17-second clip that Ty submitted that got our attention at the community site, community.tvg.com, for the contest. Take a look.
Weaver,
look at those girls.
I believe you can make me rich tonight. Oh, Dave Weaver, I believe you can hit the cold exactly tonight.
Now that was the clip that we've seen so many times on the Late Double honoring Dave Weaver, and you coordinated the whole thing.
And that's why I won, because my beautiful wife, Mary, and of course my gorgeous daughter, Janelle. And real quick, I got to send props out to my mom. Give her a little Carol Burnett tug. Got to send props out to Mom. So I love you, Mom.
This isn't your first time on camera, is it?
I'm a rookie here at TVG, but 20 years ago in a past life, I did a few TV things.
You are a jack of all trades. So you coordinated that whole thing, putting together the Weaverettes, which we've taken quite a liking to here at TVG, and the community has as well. And you've been known to do some things on your own in the past. That's an outstanding shot.
How many years ago was that?
It doesn't matter, because that shot lives on forever, brother. It doesn't matter. You can always tell them, that's what I look like.
Yeah, that's true. That was a lot of hard work.
I can imagine. So now you're putting a lot of your energy into handicapping races.
Yeah, for the last 10 years. 10 years. I've been retired for 10 years, and I've been strictly out on the handicapping circuit, taking on guys like Tom Quigley, Horse Player Magazine. Very, very
and you've been holding your own in some tournaments. You've been doing well.
I've won two.
You've won two handicapping tournaments.
I placed, in fact, I was here 2 weeks ago, and I finished 5th, and I finished 5th at Surfside last week. And if I would have known Matt Carruthers had knockout artist single, I would have won.
Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Matt Carruthers, why didn't you tell me?
You've been a handicapper for 10 years in a sort of a professional manner, so you've had a TVG account for about that same duration then, yeah?
Correct. And I never knew about the community, and the community has been a total pleasure. I never knew
it's a brand new invention, just maybe a year old.
That has been a pleasure to find out. There are so many interesting cast of characters. Chemo, Banjo Shoal, Mudmont,
bodybuilders.
Yeah, there's, you know, people might say I'm trying to sell right now. There's no selling. It's free. All you need is an email. There's no deposit. Just go to tvgcommunity.com and experience the community.
And with that, you're covering all the bases for us. Now we got to find out who you actually like in race number 1.
Okay, let's run it down.
Let's go. We're going to pick up this post parade first, and then we'll check in on your selection. Chris, we're now on the 2 acute velocity, and that check mark there means our guest likes a price here at 6-1.
What'd you like about the 2, Ty?
Well, 2's very interesting because Linda Mikas was a former assistant trainer for the Frank Monteleone barn for 24 years. And I keep stats on all the trainers, and Frank Monteleone's strongest move was with claiming horses moving turf to dirt, and he would win 44% of the time. And obviously the student is following the teacher's path, going from turf to dirt today, winning at a 44% clip. It's very interesting at 7-1.
Well, we can't say you didn't do your homework there, Ty. The 5-horse Mayat Fanny does take a class drop, and just based on the class drop alone becomes a contender. For me, my check mark is on the 6-horse. Lucy Got Lucky. I like that recent win last time. I don't like the 3 of 17 lifetime with 8 lifetime seconds, but I like that she is in some very good form, and I think she can win this race today, much like she did last time, by going to the front and just kind of dictating terms.
That is your field for race number 1. The favorite is to the outside. Lucy Got Lucky, but our guest, Ty Alexander, goes with the 2 acute velocity. And I don't know if, no, I'm not easily persuaded in any way, shape, or form, but I'm on the 2 now at 7-1. I mean, not just your argument that you made. Now, granted, we're talking about going from turf to dirt, and today we're going from turf to synthetic. Not quite sure if the angle works in the same manner, but I totally understand what you're saying. And it's a big class drop on the 2. Your 2's coming from $25,000 down into 12.5, and you're getting 7-1. I think you're onto something there.
Correct. Well, I always like to tell people when they're looking for a long shot, always ask yourself, if you find yourself saying why did she put this horse at 25 when the competitive level is at 12.5? Why did she put the horse on the turf when it's not bred for the turf? When you start asking yourself why, that's when you can start crossing out races. And when you can start crossing out races, that's when you start finding value. And the value's on the 2.
Well, I might be asking myself why, because I don't have the 2 on my ticket. But after the race is over, I might wish that. You can see my single comes in the 3rd race, and primarily it's a blinkers on play. I don't get all stirred up about blinkers on, but this is a scenario where I think it can be effective, and the last couple 2-3 days I've been handicapping. I've seen some solid blinkers on play that have been productive, so it's a $24 venture for me early on. I do have some coverage where I think I need it.
$24 play from Chris Katulak at TVG.com. If he scores, that means our guest and his checkmark selection not coming through in the first, but I think there's seriously something there. The only drawback is I'm not familiar with the jockey. It's obviously a jockey that doesn't get a lot of mounts, but also a jockey that hasn't won either.
True.
So when you get that situation, Matt Carruthers would say, I don't care.
Correct.
Because the horse does all the work.
That's what Julio Canani says too.
Absolutely.
One thing that's very important, and let me point out, your horse, Chris, is definitely the horse to beat, but I saw a lot of people in the community today pointing out that huge stat, that 44% first off the claim stat.
Yeah.
And my stats are very detailed. And what you have to understand when you see that stat is they're combining all 3 moves that a trainer could possibly do. He could drop off the claim, he could stay off the claim, and he could move up off the claim. And the daily racing form is just giving you a combination of those 3 moves, where the last 10 years, I've been following each and every precise move. So, William Morey, when he drops off the claim, he wins 64% of the time. When he stays off the claim, he wins 33% of the time. And when he moves up off the claim, which he's doing today, he only wins at 21%. That's still not a bad stat, but it's not 44%. And when you're only getting even money, that's not value. And just as a mathematical solution, you have to win at a lot more than 22% or 21% to make money at the races. So just as a betting venture, I just can't bet the 6.
Inside the numbers with Ty Armstrong. How about that? What a little treat.
I loved it, actually, because that's the kind of stuff that I'm looking for.
Thank you.
That's exactly the kind of stuff I'm looking for. If you can toss the break, one of us is out of a job. Let's go to Monmouth. Race number 7 is coming up. Mike Kersey is standing by. Mike, what do you got?
Hey guys, Ken, Chris, Ty. We have the 7th race coming up, and they are beginning to load in. Allowance optional claimer at 6 furlongs, the purse 82,000, 3-year-olds and up. And as they load in, the one to take a look at here on the board is the one that is Soda Pop Kid. Drawing the rail for his Monmouth Park debut, heading into this event off a solid runner-up effort at Delaware Park, and now is the 2-to-1 favorite, as Prestidigitation, who is loading in now, is 3-to-1. Paco Lopez for Scott Volk. This is a 5-year-old returns off the bench for a barn that is having a very good meet. Scott Volk started off a little bit slow. He had a great summer here last year, but has really picked it up and is moving his way up the ladder into the top 5 in the standings here. By the Beautiful Sea, the 5 always have to pay attention to Jason's service, and this horse certainly can win off the layoff, and that's what we have here by the Beautiful Sea. 8-to-1 morning line. Pablo Fregoso has been riding lights out of late, and honestly can't believe we have 21-to-1 on this horse on Jason's service. My pick is the 8 North Point Costas on the outside at 8-to-1. A square price for Dale Capuano, who clicks at 25%, and North Point Costas certainly has capability here, has the early speed.